Hey yo, Lisa Fry, the Catholic Unschooler here. I am making these awesome cookies. Ta-da! They're sugar cookies, almond kind. Tomorrow's an almond theme for the Epiphany. I just talked to you on the other video, but I'm cooking and I want to talk to those mothers or even fathers that are feeling bad that they are staying at home. Maybe you're a stay-at-home parent. That's my target tonight is, are you a stay-at-home parent? I'm rolling the cookies, so please forgive me for not looking at you in the eye. So, have you ever felt embarrassed to stay home and be a caretaker for your children, a mother, a father, and you are embarrassed? So when people say, oh, so what do you do? Oh, I stay at home. And then you're thinking that people are going to look at you like, oh, yeah. And, well, I remember when I first had my first little girl, when we first got married, I used to be embarrassed. I used to say, oh my gosh, because I was going to school before that, and I had a job before that, and I was embarrassed to think like, oh my gosh, like I have no life, like I just take care of my kids, like where's the intelligence in that? So I was always, excusing myself and, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna go back to school, I take care of my kid now, but I'm going back to college, and I'd make all these excuses because I was thinking I had to impress the world. All right. And it took many years. And then I started homeschooling, and then I was doing it with that. And oh yeah, I'm homeschooling, but and then I make up excuses of what my children were doing. Oh yes, they're normal, see? And let me prove it to you. And I would explain all the different things that they were into. And my father had said something. My father is like a genius in my mind. He's so intelligent, and he's a really devout Catholic, and I love him. Please pray for him. He's not doing very well. He fell down and he hurt himself. So he told me, he said Era has no right, and he goes, you don't have to explain yourself. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have to explain myself, like I'm not doing anything wrong, and if they're gonna judge me on it about staying home with my children, then Era has no right, right? So what do we care about people who are not thinking on godly things and our vocations and being home with our children? And it's okay. Don't let people make you feel bad, right? Or even the devil. I'm sure that's a big part of it. Maybe people aren't even passing judgment, but you hear people like, oh, the women, they gotta get out there in the workforce, and it's malarkey. You like to go do that, fine, but I'm just talking about people who stay home with their families, and it's okay. I understand that most people can't, and however, whatever you got to do is fine. Obviously, you got to do what you got to do, but if you are capable of staying home with your family, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about providing for your family, right? Like who doesn't love a good meal? Who doesn't love to have their house clean, their clothes clean, their beds made, the floors vacuumed, and I'm not saying I do all that by myself, but I'm just saying I take delight in, having the kids see me, in the kitchen and awake and alert, and I get the symphony music going, and I'm having my coffee, and, and then they can ask me for something and I'll help them with it. And, it's okay. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to drop them off with another person to do that for me? Why? They're mine. I'm supposed to take care of them. So just because I don't go out there and work does not mean I am not working. Let me tell you, I haven't worked so hard in my life than when I had children. Having children is the most difficult job I ever had. So, I always thought that I could just feed them, clothe them, teach them some ABCs. I did not know that I was going to be responsible for their soul in this way. It's a lot of work, right? All right, so let me show you what I got. So here are the cookies. We're gonna put them in 350. These are regatta sugar cookies. My husband loves them. And then this here, we came out. We're gonna have to test that. Those are the brownies. This is the almond bread. I got the pizzas. They're all wrapped up here. I can't really show you. they're in there. Maybe tomorrow I can get a glimpse. Maybe I'll even record the epiphany for you. You know, our practices. It all depends. I don't know. You're in my cabinet right now. So, back to, you know, feeling good about your vocation. First of all, it's God-given. Second of all, it's God-given, and we do not all have the same, I'm cleaning up now. We do not all have the same path, right? So, should I get mad at Queen Elizabeth? She's a queen. Should I get all resentful towards her? You know, should I get mad that, you know, some people have a bigger family than I do? Should I get mad or feel bad that I'm not hurting and homeless and whatever? You know, I understand. I mean, people do come up against you and they try to make you feel bad. But I want you to feel good. It's your God-given right to have a family and to take care of them any way you choose, as long as it's to please Him. Okay? And if somebody else doesn't like that, you know, you be proud. I want you to be proud of who you are, because God made you. And I want you to be proud of your family. I want you to be proud of your children. I don't want, you know, the world, for some reason, I don't know if it's a demonic thing. I mean, obviously it comes from that. But do people really think this way? I know for me, I always thought that, you know, if I belittle my children in front of others when they do something bad, then that will please that person that is witnessing what's happening. Or maybe somebody got hurt about something my children did. And I used to get really angry. I'd be like, how dare you do that? And I'd grab them and, you know, because after all, I had to show the other person that was wronged, or that maybe they thought, I didn't want them thinking bad of me, that I was a wimp. So I'm just putting stuff away. I didn't want them thinking bad of me. So I put on, I would degrade my children. That's terrible. And I remember doing that. And I remember waking up to that going, I can't do this. I cannot degrade my children. I have to respect them for when they grow up. You know, so you know what? You just have to be. This is it right here. Think on these things. See this picture here? I showed you before. See the mother with her children? In the end, this is what, besides going to heaven, this is how we get to heaven. Stay at home. Be with your children. Be together. Okay? And you don't owe the world an explanation. You don't owe them an explanation, and you don't have to please them, that's for sure. I want you to feel good. I want you to be proud of raising your family, serving your husband. I remember one time there was a person that couldn't believe. They were like, they asked me a question. I said, well, I have to ask my husband. And they looked at me like, what? Like, why would you have to do that? And I said, oh, no, I like to do that, you know, because a feminist, and maybe it's their fault, maybe it's not, okay, they get really ticked off, okay? You know you're a feminist when you get angry because you help your husband, all right? Well, why should we do that? Okay, how long do I let these cook for? I don't know. Hold on. Okay, 15 minutes. Hold on, guys. Oops. Yeah, you can tell that you are a feminist because you'll get mad at the thought of helping your husband. And that's wrong. You might say, all right, when is this going to stop ringing? There we go. Maybe, you know, whatever the case may be. All these maybes, like what if this and what if that, and maybe you work and he works and you don't and he does and whatever. It doesn't matter. We're all called to be really, really nice to one another, okay? We're called to be loving, not macho. And, You know, it's okay to help. It's okay to be the helper of your husband, or, you know, it's okay to help your wives. It's good. It's good to love. It's good to care. So remember now, if you have children, you have a family, you be proud of them. You be proud of saying, I am a stay-at-home mother, or I'm a stay-at-home father. And you don't owe it. And don't say anything else. I love it. I love it. It's wonderful. And then if somebody gets mad, you say, sorry, but I love it. It's wonderful. I love my children. Right?
I'm bored.
Oh, my son's bored. Well, it is very late.
I'm bored.
Oh, that's honey.
Do it, see the same videos.
I know. Time to get off YouTube. So, be proud of your children. Be proud of your children. Be proud to be a parent.
Ryan.
Yep.
Williams.
So, that's what I want you to focus on, okay?
Ryan.
I want you to focus on your children, and I want you to, whatever they're interested in, I also want you to be proud of that, okay? Obviously, if it's horrifying and it's offensive against God, then we're not proud of it, okay? But anything that pleases God, okay? I want you to not compare, all right? So when somebody says to you, so what do your children do? What do they like to do? You don't have to go into this big spiel about how, oh, well, they do this sport and that sport, and oh, look what they do over here and there. A lot of times people ask, we'll be in line at the store, and people will ask my daughter, so what do you do? What do you know, and she's not going to say things that people want to hear. Usually it's like this organized event. Oh, well,